It made me cry.
This one's wife. She just cannot stop. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Recently, I provided to you an insightful video about how Instagram will ultimately prove to be her undoing. If you've not watched that, I'd encourage you to do so, as it will not only help you understand more about the mindset of the narcissist, but it'll also help you understand what is going to happen in relation to this one's wife. Since her return to Instagram, initially nothing happened. There was the triangulation with the world when it was announced that she had created an Instagram account, and it gathered followers, but nothing happened in relation to it. This appeared like future faking, the use of a future event in order to control the now. And her Instagram account sat dormant for quite some time. As a consequence, however, of various setbacks, her narcissism has basically kept whispering, use Instagram, get on the social media. It wants her to do this so that she pursues the prime aims. It's an easy way for her to assert control over potentially millions of people through the post, but also the reporting thereafter, the receipt of fuel by virtue of people's reactions to the posts and the reporting thereafter, and the potential for monetization of posts, which is a residual benefit, and naturally facade management, which is another residual benefit. It's really easy. All she has to do is type something, upload a video, create a post. It doesn't take too long, and away it goes. She's got 1.8 million followers, which is substantial, but in the context of somebody who is so well known as her, is actually pretty piss poor. There are other celebrities, ones that aren't as particularly well known as she is, who've got far more followers. Nevertheless, it is a conduit that she has started to use, and this use is interesting. Since it has been used from the turn of this year, we had the arsing around on the beach episode, the dead dog, the Billie Eilish incident, we had the trailer for the cookery nonsense. We've had her post a video in relation to Invictus, which was taken down and replaced by a different one. We've had the Valentine's Day black and white photograph kiss uneaten burger or half-eaten burger and fries picture. We've had the Valentine's Day kids teaser strawberries on bagels with cream cheese. We've seen her in the stories on the slopes. And she's at it again. More of that in a moment. Narcissists love social media because it's easy. The narcissism is always looking for the largest return on investment, the maximum amount of control with the maximum amount of fuel, the maximum amount of monetization and facade management, amongst other things, for the minimum of effort. Think about it. Prior to social media, the only way to be able to reach millions of people would be basically to have some kind of media empire whereby you could commandeer newspapers, radio, and then television. It was expensive and not available to most people. Not only would you have to have a lot of money to create the empire in itself, but if you wanted to avail yourself of its services, you'd have to have a lot of money in order to advertise. Now, with social media, so long as you've created the following, which then causes your post to be got in front of them, and you can rely upon some follow-up coverage from mainstream media, all you need to do is take a picture of yourself, apply a caption, put it up, and followers are going to respond to it. It might get shared, and quite possibly mainstream media will comment about it. It's quick, it's inexpensive, it's low energy, and it's exactly the type of thing that the narcissism loves, because the narcissism is all about conserving energy and getting the maximum return. And a lazy narcissist such as this one's wife, social media has been giving her an itch for some time. She made prolific use of it prior to being with Prince Harry, and it's very entertaining to see that she has essentially regressed to that position now, and that she is starting to make more extensive use of it, as I told you that she would. But she's at it again with another post. Let's have a quick look at what this is. Here it is, from her stories.
My friends, thank you again for a captivating, mesmerizing, and memorable week.
Now, first of all, apart from the other Invictus video that she put up, which replaced one which she appeared in, this is only, to the best of my recollection, the second video posting that she's created where she doesn't appear in it. In all the other instances, we've seen her running around on the beach like a 12-year-old. We've seen her in and around Guy the dead dog. We saw her talking to the camera, looking like she was coked up, talking about the fire and the T-shirt and Billie Eilish, and so on and so forth. There isn't as much, in essence, to pick apart from this. It simply appears to have been taken by somebody, probably on behalf of this one's wife, at the closing ceremony of the Invictus Games, as Harry receives a standing ovation from certain sections of the audience and a hearty round of applause from people as a consequence of his involvement with the Games. Thus, in terms of what you see, there isn't particularly much to talk about, but there, again, is plenty in respect of what this signifies. The uninitiated would look at this and think, oh, isn't that lovely? She's really proud of Harry. So proud of you. She's sharing the applause that he's got. Isn't she a loving wife? No. If a non-narcissist did this, this would be demonstrative of being proud of your spouse and their achievements. But this one's wife is only proud to the extent that it serves a purpose for her. In other words, it is not genuine pride in relation to Harry. It is self-serving pride about Harry because it caters to her needs. Harry is an extension of this one's wife, which means his achievements become her achievements. Owing to her lack of boundary recognition, she sees no problem in seeking to commandeer those achievements, and this is what she's actually doing. By demonstrating the applause that he is receiving, she then makes it about her by saying, I'm so proud of you. In her mind, she's doing something pleasant, that she's praising her husband and doing so publicly. But because she's a narcissist, we know that that mindset is just what the narcissism uses to get her to utilize this footage for her own benefit. She doesn't think to herself, Harry is an extension of me. I'm going to use his success to make me look good. I don't really care about him, but I'm going to say that I'm proud of him because that will make me look good in the eyes of the people looking at my account. It will enable me to draw fuel from them and assert control over them. She doesn't think in such terms. What her narcissism makes her do is think, oh, I'm so proud of Harry, I'm now going to create a short video using some footage that's been sent to me by one of my flunkies who's still at the Games, and I'm going to put that up on my stories on Instagram. What she's doing is commandeering Harry's achievement, showing a lack of boundary recognition and, in effect, character trait acquisition, to then, 1, portray herself as a loving wife, facade management, 2, to provoke a response from people to say, look, she's proud of him, providing fuel. It demonstrates how, once again, he can't do anything without her looking to muscle in on it. And one of the interesting factors is that since she was sent packing back to California, we've noticed an increase in the frequency of posting. Since she has departed, we have seen the Valentine's Day smooch, the forced smooch, the Valentine's Day bagels, and now this. The frequency of posting has increased, and that's because her sense of control over Harry has been weakened by the lack of proximity. And therefore, because he continues to find himself in a respite period, rather than simply ignore him and in effect give him a silent treatment, an absent silent treatment because they're apart, her narcissism drives her to do all of this. Now, it's questionable to the extent that Harry will actually see it, because whether he looks at social media himself, well, he might do so, in which case she's hoovering him. She's seeking to assert control directly over him by enabling him to see these posts. She might, for instance, and presumably will be in contact with him, and will tell him, oh, I put something up on my Instagram. You should go and have a look. It's a hoover. But it also serves a bigger purpose with regard to assertion of control over her audience and management of the facade therein. Because they're apart, her narcissism senses it's more important to keep showing that they do have this idyllic relationship, and it might possibly be that there is also a sense that Harry is weakening her control generally, and therefore this hoovering that's taking place and these proclamations of love, etc., are being done to try and get him back under control. But once again, we see two principal things. One, Harry can't do anything without her trying to muscle in on it. And two, the repeated use of social media. Her Instagram is going to provide fertile ground for analysis because she just will not be able to help herself and keep using it. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.